So now I'm starting to hear DNA a little bit more than I ever heard it before. So that touching, like I'm talking about like almost 7, 8, 6, 7 years old. Eddie been in daddy life. Eddie came in daddy life at 1.5 years old, almost two, and that was that. I didn't never hear DNA until this girl came in the picture. So now she's hanging with the Grinch from my baby dad, from Julia's third baby mama. I'm gonna call her the Grinch because that's exactly what the fuck she was. So Eddie's second baby mama hanging with Julia's third baby mama. And it's just starting to be a lot of mess, like a lot of messy shit going on. But you know me, like I feel like half the shit I've been through, they couldn't stand. Like I ain't on that little girl shit y'all on. I'm on some other shit. But I still try to like keep it cool with Eddie baby mama because my son was staying with them. Like I don't want no smoke. You know, when I'm beefing with Eddie, I need to be able to get in touch with somebody because Eddie gets to that point where Eddie will block my ass. And I won't see that for weeks. I'm talking about weeks or whatever. So she had done start getting weird or whatever. It had went to the point where Eddie's second baby mama and his sister done went to beefing real bad. So they fighting. They kicking Eddie in the mouth. Like it had done got bad like that. So Eddie went and moved with his auntie Shawanda, God rest her soul. So now he's staying with Shawanda. I think this the point that like it had got to its worst. So I went down there to Shawan's house to get the baby because I wanted to spend time with my baby. I was missing my baby. And he didn't want to give me the baby for whatever fucking reason. I don't even know what was the really big issue was. He didn't want to give me the baby. Called the police. The police was like, the baby in dad custody. We can't take the baby out of dad custody and put him in mom custody. That's not how it goes. You got to go to civil court. You got to go to family court or whatever. So once they told Eddie that Eddie didn't have to give me the baby, he ran with that. So I ain't had done seen that in like, I'm going to say like a good 2 months or whatever. So when I finally had talked Granny into letting me see Dada, you know, I was missing him, you know. I didn't get Dada fully back, but I was coming around a little more because Eddie was so in tune to the girl and her new baby because she had done got pregnant. So he was like wasn't really paying Dada no attention for real. So around this time, you know, Dada fully staying with Granny, Quita, and Quana, which is Eddie grandma, Eddie's sisters. So Granny didn't really care for me for real, neither. Granny didn't really like me, and I understood, like, you know what I'm saying? But she would call me and like keep me updated on little certain things that Dada was going through in school. So I was that parent. Like when Granny called, I come. Like when Dada get in trouble, I come over there, beat him. And Granny didn't like that. All Granny really wanted me to do was talk to him, but that was the only language I knew for Dada at the time. You know what I'm saying? So one day Granny got fed up. She got fed up when the school called me. Granny didn't call me. The school called me, telling me that Dada got in trouble. You know, when his grandma come, you know, he calmed down for a little while, but he right back at it. So I popped up over there without Granny consent telling me to come. So I popped up over there, and I beat him. And Granny was really, really mad. She was like, "Bitch, don't come back round." She was like, "Don't come back round here. All y'all do is come beat him. Y'all don't talk to him. Y'all don't sit him down. Like, y'all don't give him no love. Y'all just keep buying him shoes and clothes and dropping it off and keep going on about y'all business." And that had really kind of opened my eyes up to where I was really lacking that. I knew it, but you know, sometimes when people tell you stuff, and even if it's in a mean way, you kind of sort of get it better. Yeah, so she cussed me out or whatever. I was upset. I called myself not speaking to her or whatever. She ended up getting sick. Granny ended up getting sick. So when Granny got sick, I ended up going down there and get Dada, bringing Dada back with me for a little bit. So around this time, they in cahoots, but Torn ended up getting out of the feds or whatever. So when Torn got out of the feds, we ended up leaking up or whatever. We was leaking up like for his last like little month in the feds. I was talking to him over the phone, like hollering at him like or whatever. So when he got out, we linked up. So When he got out, we linked up. He went to straight to the halfway house or whatever. But Twan was still like getting a little money or whatever. And I already knew, like, in my mind, I'm thinking like I done fucked damn near half of everybody. Like, Twan know who he hang around. I don't think he gonna take me serious or whatever. So when he got out, I'm on timing. Like, he had done linked up with the nigga who I told y'all who his friend. He had linked up with him or whatever. So the nigga asked him like, you like her or whatever, and I don't know what his response is. Mind you, I was still messing with the other nigga too. So he telling me like, basically like, he was like, I told to him like, if you like a shit, go for what you know, because I feel like, she just was in a little hard space trying to get out of. So, but she give me like she an all right girl or whatever. So Twan, I think that right there made Twan kind of, it shed a different light on me from when Twan went to jail. So he still liked me, and we were still like hollering at each other, but he started messing with other girls in another town. So they was fighting about him and all that. So I had started fucking with the dude that was staying in his auntie building. Now, mind you, this way he was getting money at in his auntie building. And my sister stayed right here. His auntie stayed next door. So I started fucking with the nigga that was upstairs. From his auntie, like, you ain't gonna play with me. I ain't, no, I'm gonna show you who big. So I had started messing with the nigga upstairs. And I'm coming out the nigga house, and Twan getting out the car with his baby mama. But mind you, I'm thinking like they ain't had no dealings or whatever. So I ain't say nothing. I let that shit fall. I'm like, yeah, he on the list. So me and Brittany, God bless my friend. So my friend died over overdose. So me and Brittany in the car. So I'm riding with Brittany. So I'm like, Brittany, man, like I'm feeling Brittany in, like, what's going on, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, like what I'm thinking about doing. So she was like, she went to telling me like my ears was to the streets, but not for real or whatever. So she was basically telling me like everything she had done been hearing, like what's had been going on between the girls who had it out about him or whatever. So in the mix of all that, the two girls fought about him, and I don't think he really wanted to be with neither one of them for real. So one of the girls had ended up renting Twan a car. This was around me and Twan 2 days apart. Twan's birthday September the 29th, and my birthday October the 1st. I think September to go to the 31st, I think. Or we like a 1 day apart, something like that. So she ended up renting Twan a car. And Twan ended up taking me out of town for my birthday, and she found out or whatever, and all hell broke loose or whatever. So now they beefing. She telling him, oh, he better bring the rental back, this, and that, and this. So I'm still like sitting pretty, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. Now Twan had brought me some diamond earrings and a necklace with a cross on there. Some white gold diamond earrings with a necklace with a cross. So we come back from out of town. I think they had it out or whatever. So something had done happened between the girl who rented the car, her sister baby daddy. They was doing business. Something happened with her sister baby daddy or whatever, and it ended up becoming into gunplay. So right before Twan got out, I had needed to do community service hours for something. So this was around Christmas time, like after my birthday, around Christmas time. Twan was dropping me off to do my community hours, and he noticed that a car was following him, but the people was closed, so he had to take me back home. He was like, yo, when I pull up in here, you get out and you run to your right, and I'm gonna run to my left. He was like, don't ask no questions, just do it. We put up in my mama parking lot. He was like, get out, run. So granted, the boys did wait till I ran like a little distance, and they started shooting at the car but Twan was in. So Twan ended up getting shot in his leg, and I think somewhere else, but Twan blood clots was real bad in his leg, like real big, like real big. Still to this day, his leg's still real big. And Twan was hospitalized for that for about 3 months for real. So after he had been hospitalized for like 3 months, I'm holding it down, like I'm fucking with him or whatever. So he ended up getting out by them shooting up the car literally in my mama parking lot we didn't want to go back to my mom's house, so we ended up going to stand with his sister. So we ended up going to stand with his sister. So Torn ended up trying to figure out, like, where he put the pieces back in, pick the pieces back up in his life. Eventually, the boy who shot him ended up dying maybe like a month, maybe 2 months later or whatever. So the boy who shot him ended up passing away. God rest his soul. So now he moving a little more freely, so he getting back to the money or whatever. Like I told y'all, he wasn't really getting money like how he normally used to. So of course I had to pull my weight up. So I hit my friend up. I hit Stagey up. So I called her like, yo, what's up? I need to make some money. So she was like, friend, man, I need to too. Like, what's up? So like, I'm gonna slide to your crib in a minute. Give me a second. So besides Bessie, me and Stagey already been getting money together. So I slid to Stagey house. We had done linked up, and Stagey brain be on a different type of timing when it comes to money. Like, how everybody be trying to do what everybody else doing. Like, she think outside the box, and this bitch thought outside the box. Like, I gotta be honest with y'all, because this shit made us thousands, man. Stagey was like, Nene, I was sitting in there getting my nails done, and I noticed that they don't really be having a lot of polish or whatever. She was like, I think I want to take that route. I want to go get a little bit of polish and see if, like, they buy it. So hear me out. Don't laugh. You might laugh, because at one point we was laughing about the shit. So we tried it. We tried the Essies and the D&D. You still see D&D in the hair salon still to this day, but you don't really see Essie for real, because nobody really get gel no more. But this was years ago, so everybody was, getting polished in. So we this was when the second flea market was still open. So we end up getting a whole bunch of it, and we end up selling it to the lady. So she was asking us how much we want to sell each of them for. So Stagey tried her luck, and she was like $2 a piece. So she looked at it like as if it was a steal. Mind you, polished nothing but this freaking little. Like, we had so much shit. I think the first batch, we end up coming out of that shit with about like 3,000. We split it in half because we worked together. So at this time, Ollie wasn't working with us yet. It was just me and Stagey. So the first day we made like 3,000. And now, mind you, we only going to like CVS's and Walmart and shit. I mean, not Walmart, like CVS, Walgreens, Navarro. We just had done found out about Navarro then. So like, we hustling, like, you know what I'm saying? But nobody know, because it ain't that type of hustling like everybody do clothes and shit. We wasn't on that shit. So this was more like a low-key type of eating. So Torn back on his feet now. Torn ready for me to like lay back down. But I'm like, shit, like, this easy money. Like, I ain't ready to lay down. So I didn't lay down. You feel what I'm saying? So me and Stagey and Ollie end up coming in needing to make some money. So we put Ollie on or whatever. So we had a good run with that shit. I'm talking about good run. We fucked around and said, fuck the flea market. We had done went up in Palm Beach. We had done like we would stop to random nail salons and ask them, do they want to buy polish? Because we hustlers, So we had done got a little through plugs up there, like 3 or 4 plugs. So it was to the point where the plugs was calling us like, hey, we need more. And we tired. Like, we done made over 10,000 within a week and a half tops, for real. So really, literally, we tired. I'm like, damn, Stagey, I'm tired. She like, bitch, I don't want them to go find nobody else. So we got up and we went or whatever. Now we on our trail, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we took a little break, but not too much of a break or whatever. So fuck around, I think it was like a day before. It was like Mother's Day or some shit. It was something like that. We had done just hit. Ollie had done blew through her money like she always do or whatever. Ollie had done blew through her money. I think it was Mother's Day or Father. Something was coming up and she wanted to, get cute, and she ain't had no money. Mind you, me and Torn still staying with his sister, but I'm still taking care of all my mama bills over there or whatever. But I'm like, how the fuck you broke and you ain't really doing shit for real? But that's neither here nor there. We end up hitting the stores again and got fucked up, man. We got fucked up. Mind you, my mind kept saying, don't go, don't go. But I don't know. I just ain't want to be left out on that lick. You feel what I'm saying? And the man was calling. He was like, he need like 10,000. So I definitely didn't want to be left out on that lick. So I went and we ended up getting cased up off of me. So we ended up getting cased up off me because a lady had seen me putting shit in my bag. Me not knowing that she saw me and went up there. She didn't say anything to me. She went up to the register. The register ain't sent it to nobody. I mean, the people at the register ain't sent it to nobody. They ended up calling the police, giving the police a description of what we had on. So as we got in the car, the police come riding behind us, turn on their lights. We ain't stopping. Like, man, fuck was in the backseat because we had polish in the back seat, but that wasn't even including what the fuck was in the trunk. Mind you, we selling the polish $2 per polish. You know how little polish is? The whole back seat full, the whole trunk full. Like, we wanted to make that 10,000 in one day for real. So we fucked around and put the police on the chase or whatever. But they end up catching us. So at the mix of us putting the police on the chase, we throwing the polish out as we go. But it still wasn't enough. They still caught so much shit on us, man. So we end up getting cased up in West Palm Beach. Stagey had a warning in Broward. Stagey had a warning in Broward. I had just got on probation for a new case that I had just picked up with Bessie. So Torn hurry up and bond me and Ollie out. So by me being on probation, I'm not able to go to court or report that next month because they're going to keep me either way it go because I violated probation. So now we back on the run. So now I'm back on the run and I found out I'm pregnant. I found out I'm pregnant maybe three weeks after that, after I got out of jail. So I found out I'm pregnant and I'm asking Torn. I'm like, I'm telling him like I don't really want the baby. Like I don't feel like it's the right time. And Torn getting big headed because he getting a little money. And I'm fighting this case. So he was like, yo, listen, this like he said his demands. He was like, either you had a baby and I go through this shit with you, get you a lawyer and get you out as fast as I can, or I could get you the abortion and you fight that shit on your own. Mind you, after everything I had done been through with him getting shot and everything, that's the demand that he gave me. So I never really agreed to having a baby. I just stuck around and didn't ask for the abortion money no more. So with that being said, I didn't get caught until I was 6 months pregnant. I got caught twice. The first time I ran from the bounty hunters. They put me in handcuffs and I ran pregnant. Got away. I was in some bushes. Torn jumped in the car and came and got me. And we went to the house or whatever, to another house. Maybe during that time I was going from house to house. I was going to my Auntie Nadine house. Me and her have the same name. I was going to my Auntie Nadine house. I was sleeping on her floor. I'm big and pregnant. Torn couldn't really do too much because the bounty people was watching him and every move he made, so he couldn't really come get me. We couldn't really stay in hotels because it was bad. So I had ended up just getting caught. They ended up taking me to West Palm Beach. He got the lawyer. He did exactly what he said he was gonna do. When they booked me in, he got the lawyer. The lawyer came and seen me maybe 3-4 days into me being in there. He was like, okay, we're gonna go to court such day and we're gonna offer credit time served. West Palm Beach took the credit time served for the lawyer. Okay, bam, now I'm getting shipped to, now I'm on my 27th day being in jail. I'm shipped today. Cornell hired Michael Alexander. He hired Michael Alexander. Michael Alexander get me out, no probation, no nothing. Now I'm scot-free. That made my 32nd day being in jail. So I was in jail for 32 days at that time. So I got out to me hearing that Torn was dealing with this girl and that girl or whatever the case may be. But I was good in jail. Not only that, Julia's third baby mama was trolling me bad, real bad. So I had to go take a bath, y'all. So this is part 9. So yeah, so she was trolling me real bad. Like, I wasn't following her when I got out. People was telling me and sending me stuff. So she was saying basically like, oh, do they still give pregnant girls to trades and so forth and so forth. I was cool with her trolling because I knew she was dealing with a fucking bum anyways. She just didn't knew she was dealing with a fucking bum. I think she did know. She do. Let me correct that. She knew because she ended up going to jail, acting like she was acting like he was the breadwinner when she ended up going to jail. I'm hoping I got the story right because it ain't no beef for her right now, but I'm telling my story, so it is what it is. What I heard was she was working at I don't know, some place, and I guess she was getting people credit card numbers, sending shit to her house, and they was selling iPads and cell phones, which I knew for sure he was selling that type of shit because at one point, like, I seen it and I'm like, damn, this nigga don't even see if his kids want anything. Like, this nigga is, yes, he's really that. So after all the trolling or whatever, me and her actually had a fight. I ended up posting her pictures. I think this is before I had my daughter. So I'm going back a little bit. I ended up posting her flyer on my page on my Facebook. And I ain't say nothing. I just posted the flyer because I was going to go to a party because, like, you keep trying to, like, to me, it felt like she wanted the issue because I was, like, talking about him. But you wasn't never mentioned, like, she gave me that type that she just wanted to really be into something. So I made it her birthday. I posted a picture. Granted, she did pull up to my mama's house. She pulled up to my mama's house. I wasn't there. She told my mama she was a client, which at that time I was doing hair, like going to people's house and also doing hair at my mama's house too. So she told my mama she was a client and she was there to get her hair done. So I was already on my way home. My mama ended up calling me like, you got a client here? I'm like, mama, ain't nobody shouldn't be there for me. But I ended up putting up anyways. I think I got in the house, but I noticed it was her. Went outside and we went to rumbling. She left with hickeys everywhere. Still to this day, she's still saying that that's not true, but it's true, and she know it's true. After we had that fight, she was still like, because she this type of girl, like, for some reason she cannot be humble to save her life. I don't know right now, but I don't follow her. Like, then I wasn't following her. So I would only see what people would tell me. That I would only hear the things that people who was around her circle was tell me. Like, people was in her circle was telling me shit. And to me, it seemed like this girl couldn't be humble to save her life. I don't want them to block my sound out. So, yeah, we end up fighting. She end up starting to bully the second baby mama harder because now you can't bully me. Like, it is what it is. Like, we gonna meet up, we gonna do whatever. Like, until then, like, cut it. Like, I don't want to hear about it no more. So that's exactly what it was. So time went on, time went by. She was still like say like little subliminal, like, oh, Julius take care of my baby, so I don't care who he don't take care of. They say, you know what I'm saying, you reap what you sow. So hey, granted, he was not doing anything for me or his second baby mama kid. Nothing, not a pair of shoes, not nothing. But they would, people would send me stuff. They would post like wads of money, and the people who she was calling her friends at the time that was telling me stuff like, oh, such and such, this 10,000 dad, and drop this and drop that, and so forth and so forth. But around that time, I was hearing it was very mixed emotions about my baby daddy. Like, not emotions with him, but like stuff that was going on. Because I hear like, oh, they stayed with their grandma, they sleeping in the car, then it'll be something else. So it was kind of like weird. I didn't put too much thought into it. I ain't really care for her because I already seen who she was, and that's just what it was. So I never really bugged him about anything. For all these years, I just took care of my kids on my own. So fast forward now, like I told y'all, my first baby daddy, third baby mama, and my second baby daddy, second baby mama, now they hanging together or whatever. They in cools. Hey, toodles. So I had done start hearing this stuff, but I was brushing off like, man, I ain't on that, man, them hoes. So that's what it was, and that's what it is. after a while, Eddie ended up like literally like cutting ties. Like Eddie wasn't doing anything anymore for Dada. Um, Eddie's second baby mama would post, oh, he did this for her daughter and that and such and such for her daughter, but he wasn't doing for my son. So it was cool. I was already like adapt to like niggas like not doing. So I'm a stand up mom. So I was doing on my own. It wasn't really nothing because I made sure that they didn't want for anything and they didn't feel the lack of any father. So that didn't bother me till after a while. It had done going on now, quote unquote, he don't do anything for her child now. So now we supposedly both in the same boat or whatever. Okay, boom. I end up having my daughter. Torn ended up violating probation because he tested dirty for heroin. If you ever dealt with heroin, if you touch it, be around it, it's in your pores. If you pee it, you're gonna test it. So he ended up testing dirty for heroin. So they gave Torn I think 8 months or 9 months in jail or whatever. So Torn was in jail before I even had my baby. I had my baby on my own. I did end up slightly leaving money in the hospital, but I went back and got her. When I first had her money, I really didn't want her. I didn't want her the whole pregnancy. I didn't really want to deal with Torn. Torn was very abusive. He was a good provider, but overall he was very abusive. He do know how to make you feel good. Like he know how to make a girl feel good to a certain extent. Torn was obsessed with a lot of girls. Torn needed to be with a lot of girls, and I ain't really want to, you know what I'm saying, affiliate with myself like that for a whole another 18 years. So fast forward, I end up having our money. Torn got out when our money was like 7-8 months. So around this time I'm working in the flea market with a lady named Treese. So I'm working for her. That's how I actually learned how to become a good hairstylist. I learned that a good hairstylist doesn't only mean you doing hair good. It's mean you showing up, you know, you on time, you know what I'm saying. She showed me the value, like the value of customer service, you know, outside of the money. So to this day, I still use those techniques. Like I'm never late. I'm on time. You know, come in on time. You know, such. And I pick all that up from her, and thank God for that. So I worked with her for a few years or whatever. So at some point, I started branching out on my own for real. So I started taking on my own serious. So I had done got the little, while Tom was in jail, I had done brought me a little Kobo, a little black Kobo, a little car. So I was like, you know what, I want to start, like, I want to see how good it could get. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. You know what I'm saying? It actually happened. So I had stopped hustling in the street. I wasn't finished fucking for money, but I wasn't doing it like as heavy as I was. Like if they numbers was up there like in the thousands, then I was fucking with them. And there was a few niggas paying that for real. But a lot of them wasn't. So it wasn't like I wasn't doing it like heavy like that or whatever. So so I end up taking the hard route. I end up actually like trying to take the hair shit serious. I went to I had got a car. I brought all the tools I needed. I didn't really know how to do hair that good. This was before Janae and them had got older, so I was going to people's house doing their hair, and I was making okay. I was making a living. You know, I was still able to take care of my kids. I was still able to, like, you know, help around my mama's house, because at this time I had to move back with my mom because Torn was in jail and I had just had a baby, so I couldn't stand to be out there on my own like that or whatever. So I had to move back with my mom. It only made sense. So the hair thing is going okay, and I had to end up working in a girl shop. I'm not gonna say her name, but her shop was on 62nd behind the McDonald's on 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue. I ended up working in there, and at first it was perfect because it was only me and her for a long time. But when she started like opening up to other girls, it had became like trouble, because my baby daddy was end up messing with one of the girls' friends that was working in there. So this part 10, I'm gonna try to get everything out while I can. I told y'all it's like a 30-part series, so you just gotta bear with me. So my baby daddy was messing with the girl who was associated with the girl who was working in there. So it had just became a ongoing annoying situation. Like, when I won't be there, they will be talking about me, discussing the issue with my baby daddy or whatever. And I had told the owner, which is the girl who I was working there with by myself when it was just me and her. She really didn't give a fuck. I'ma say that it kind of was like a something to do for her for real. So she didn't really care. So at some point, I'm like, what I do now? Do I like step up? Like, do I get back in beast mode, or do I just allow it and let it play out? So I did just that. I let it play out. Around this time, I had done told Torn that I wanted my body done. So after I had our money, I didn't really feel too much good about myself. So like I said, y'all, Torn get money. So Torn got my body done. Torn got my body done. And I felt like that put a harder, more insecurity on him. I felt like he was trying to do things so that if he was to find out I was doing anything, it won't hurt him as much because he already doing him. So I had done found out about the girl he was messing with. She was hanging with one of she was hanging with a girl who stayed in my sister apartment building, two of them, but one of them was a good friend who literally, like, when I told y'all years ago, like, all my friends used to dress up, have all the shoes. She was one of them. So like when I kind of synced it kind of gave like, damn, like this what we on. And it gave that, but deep in my heart, I already know like how to play it cool. I already knew, what was really good. However, so I had heard that he had flew her to Vegas. I heard that he flew the girl to Vegas or whatever. I found out why Twan was in Vegas. I'm thinking Twan in Vegas on an all boys trip, but I had got a phone call, something totally different. So mind you, the whole time while he had done talking to the girl, he got the girl watching my baby. I didn't know of her. I didn't know of her till like months later, but he had done brought me a Volvo. Torn had done got out. I told y'all Torn get money. Torn had done got out after he got my body done. He had done brought me a silver Volvo. So after he brought the Volvo, he ended up asking me, can he go on an all boys trip? And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. He went on the trip. I found out why he was on the trip, that he had done flew the girl out there with him or whatever. So I called him. I'm like, okay, this what we on? Bet. So the whole time he on the trip, I ain't answering his phone. He keep calling me. I ain't answering. I'm on demon time. I'm sitting here really trying to think out like how I'm gonna do this, like what I'm finna do, like, and how I'm gonna do it. So we end up getting into a fight, and he ended up leaving his phone. So she called the phone. No, I'm lying. I called her phone from his phone. And when she heard my voice, she hung up. It was nothing that she stopped answering the phone, nothing. So now I know. Now I know what's going on. I still ain't never said nothing to her. I still ain't never had no pressure with her. I called her trying to get my baby from her because she had my baby. So of course, kudos, she they taking it as a joking matter. Oh yeah, that bitch, like, she on that type of time. Oh, she caught me, and now she want everybody to know her and Torn messing with each other. So hey, it's your birthday, you got them, I'm finna show you, like, you know what I'm saying? So I gave it to him for a little bit. I had end up coming into like a little money issue. So you already know, I let him back. I let Torn back. Torn fixed the money issue, and then I end up just getting irritated with him because I still heard that he was messing with the girl. You feel me? So I was like, yo, just going on. So I told him to leave or whatever. Of course, he went back with her or whatever. So at this time, he ain't paying the car note on the Volvo, and neither am I. So they came and repoed the Volvo. So now I'm messing with a married man. And I gotta say, this is, I hate talking about it because that had to be a very, very rough time in my life. But like I said, y'all, I'm here to tell my story, and I'm gonna give it to y'all 100%. So I was messing with a married man. I knew he was married. Yes, I did. I knew he was married. I hate that I did it, but I did. So I was messing with a married man. At that time we vibing real heavy, we vibing good. He ended up leaving his wife. Which I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I really liked him like that, because he was getting a lot of money in the Grove. So it's like, I know how to pick them that get a little money. So long as you getting some money, I could work with you. I don't care what circumstances you got going on. I could work with you. So time had ended up going by. I had found out the nigga who I was messing with in the Grove had another girlfriend in the Grove. So with that being said, it was just a lot going on, and he just had started to be too much. Like, it had started to be like aggravating. So eventually we end up parting ways. When we end up parting ways, I end up like going through like mental drought. So the mental drought I was going through, it was really, really hard. I think I cried every day. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it wasn't about no girl, or it was more about me. Like, I kept asking God, like, if you don't want me with these type of men, why you keep bringing them my way? And for some reason, God would not answer me. And let me make it clear, I had a relationship with God. I have a relationship with God still to this day. So I was going through like a little bad mental breakdown on my own. I started losing a lot of weight. So at that time, I was staying a little far distance or whatever. So the married man had got into a fight. At the time, I had torn blocks. So now I'm at a point where I'm not being a really good mother to my last daughter. So I'm not being a really good mother to my last daughter. I would leave her with Torn for months. I had his phone number blocked. He couldn't call me. He couldn't text me. If something was wrong with the baby, I wouldn't know him. It was basically Torn was being a dad and her godmama was being a mom, because the baby went from Torn to the godmama to the Torn. But the godmama had probably more than anybody, but Torn was making sure that his daughter was okay. And still through everything, through all of that, like me going with whoever I was with, Torn was still making sure that my kids was okay. So me and the married man had got into a real big fight. He left me. On County Line Road on the corner. I was just crying. I was crying. Just so happened, Torn kept calling. He kept calling like 10 times. And I was like, what the fuck? This is what he wants. So I end up answering, and we've been together for so long, so he know my voice. Even though my voice is squeaky, he know when I'm crying. So he was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. What happened? Something wrong with money? He was like, no, I'm calling to talk to you. And I'm like, Torn, I can't talk right now, man. I don't feel like dealing with you today. Like, I can't do it. He was like, well, when do you feel like dealing with me? And I'm like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I just want you out my life. You and that fucking baby out my life. So at this time, I just wanted him to take the baby and they go. But Torn just, I don't know, he was like a tick. He just would not let go. So Torn ended up sending somebody to come get me from where I was, and they dropped me off the Torn. So Torn ended up getting a hotel. Me and Torn ended up sleeping together that night. I don't know what it was, but it was a different type of hole like that night. Like, we ain't had been together for months, like, but it was a different type of hole. Like, I don't know if it was like he felt like the fight in me dying. I don't know what it was, but he hold me different. So I had ended up telling him, like, because I had to moved out of my mom's house at that time. So I didn't tell him, like, I'm finna just go stay by my mom. So he was like, man, yo, just go find somewhere to stay. He was like, yo, listen, I'm in a situation where I can't just get up and leave this person who I'm with, because I got money there, I got drugs there. Like, it's a lot going on there, and it's very beneficial to me there. So once you get you a place and I'm going to pay for it, I figure it out after that. So after he had explained to me, his circumstances or whatever, I was cool with it, because I didn't want him back. I just, needed to get myself together. I really didn't want to take his money, because I knew for a fact taking his money would come with other problems. But at that time, I ain't really want to go back home to my mama for real. I did end up going back home with my mama, but I wasn't really there for too long because that night I left, that morning, me and Twan woke up from the hotel. Like 2 days later, 3 days later, he ended up dropping me off a few $1,000s to go find somewhere to stay. So in the mix of, if like moving was pretty hard. Like it was kind of hard to find somewhere when you don't got no proof of income or nothing like that. So my best friend, still my best friend now, shout out to her. My best friend was staying in these apartment buildings. So she was like, friend, shit, the nigga, like, the owner, like, he not the owner, the manager was like cutthroat, like, you got the money, you can move in. So I was like, okay, cool, but I don't want nobody to know I'm staying here. She was like, friend, they low key. So she ended up calling the man for me. He ended up showing me the place, and it was a few more things needed to be done. So he was like, just give him another week and I could move in. So with that being said, I ended up going to a football game with this dude, but I ended up getting dressed at my friend's house, which was over town. And so the rumors start floating that I was staying with my friend. So once the rumors start floating that I was staying with my friend, I ended up getting a phone call. So now after Torn gave me the money, I blocked him again. He ain't did nothing wrong this time. Torn actually, for the first time, let me know really what was up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I blocked him because I ain't really wanted it for real. So he gave me the money. I ended up blocking him. So he ended up calling me private. But mind you, I was messing with this other boy from out the city. So I'm thinking that's him calling. So I answered the phone and he like, oh, you bum ass bitch. You staying with somebody, this and this and that and this. So now I unblocked him. I hurried up and unblocked him. And I posted my keys, my place, my house furnished out, all that. Like, so he angry, he furious. So he's so furious. We going back and forth. Now, mind you, around this time, the nigga who I'm messing with stay in the same building that my baby daddy was messing with somebody in that building too. I don't know who stayed in the building that he was messing with, but I was coming out and my baby daddy was going in. He didn't see me, but I seen him. So after he talking all his crap, I'm letting him know, like, nigga, you could be touched at any time. You were just at such and such building at such and such time. Like, stop slipping, yo. And he probably trying to figure out like where I know that from, but he don't know that I'm messing with somebody who's staying in the building too. So the next day he ended up, I think he was sick or something, but the next day he ended up calling me, apologizing, was like, he was just a little hurt. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sending him, I didn't post it, I sent it to him. I'm sending him keys and the house furnished out, and we agreed that when I move, I let him know or whatever. So I was honest. I went to being back honest. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the damage is done between me and you. Like, I could take you cheating, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you going too far with it. And I'm going to respect that. Do you. I ain't trying to step on your toes. Do you. And I don't want to come in between that. And at some point, I did felt like he was kind of unhappy, not because of what he said to me, but it was because like everywhere I went at, somebody, like, it's like anybody who would give Torn a listening ear, he was talking about me. Bam. Okay, good. So now I go to feeling, I ain't feel sorry for him. Me and my friends, we end up going to Houston. So mind you, I still ain't get our money back for real. So mind you, it was my time to get our money, but my flight book, I'm gone. So we end up going to Houston. I end up parlaying real bad. Me and my best friend and my other friend and her sister. And I had done messed around and got my first train ran over me. But we in Houston, like, who cares? Like, we having fun. So he kept calling. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get her when I get back. Or if you can't wait, drop her off to my mama or whatever. So, bam, we end up getting back home. I had made like $4,000 off that train. That I think it was, hold on, wait. It was, okay, originally it was 4 boys. It was 4 boys, but one of the boys really wanted my best friend. So it ended up being 3 boys, but I made 4,000. So I ain't really care. And I was single. I don't care. I was single. So we end up coming home from Houston. I end up unpacking my bag. I finally got our money. Now I got our money. I had end up blocking Torn because rent due now. Rent due now. I don't want to pay my money. I do got my little 4K, but I'm sitting on it like just in case, you know what I'm saying. I had to get Janae a oil change, which I had brought Janae her first car at 15. So I was making my little money, you know what I'm saying. I was doing my little thing. I wasn't like down like money issues. It was really like me trying to like really figure out or whatever. So I was like, damn, I gotta do a little too much. I don't really want to pay this rent. So anything I ain't wanted to do, it was time for me to unblock Torn. So I unblocked Torn. Of course, he called the same day I unblocked him. It's like he would call my phone every day to see if he unblocked. Now you unblocked. So I unblocked him, and we talked, and I told him that I need some money, and he gave me some money. He ended up paying the rent on his own. So this the second month I'm there. Ever since the second month on out, me being in that apartment building, I never touched the rent again. Torn established the rent. Torn made his own establishment with the rent man. So the rent man never came to me anymore for rent. Torn paid the rent after that ever since. So after that, we call ourselves getting back together, y'all. Money turning 2 years old. We called ourselves getting back together. We on a trip. We took 3 girls, including money. It was like 4 of them all in total to Disney World. Nobody mom had to pay for nothing. They didn't have to pay for no shoes, no clothes, no drawers. All they had to do was make sure their daughter had their hair done. And that was it. We had everything they needed, and we went to Disney World. So while we at Disney World, we had a good time. We stayed in Disney Suite. Money met Cinderella, all of them. Like they had a breakfast. We had breakfast with Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast and all them. We did that. Disney World was actually a vibe. At some point, I think we both noticed that mentally we both was far gone. And when we got home, he ended up, nobody knew that me and Torn was supposed to quote unquote be back together. When we got home, Torn posted a picture of me, of the kids and him and me in the picture, and that just went to spiral. So I'm back at square one where I started from. I was okay with being a mystery girl because, I mean, call it what you want. Long as ain't nobody know I was dealing with him, I was all right with that because the money was coming in. But if I would have knew the type of money he was making, I would have been waxing him twice as hard. So we had ended up parting ways when we got from Disney World. He still ended up posting a picture with me in there, which was so embarrassing for me. I hated it. He wouldn't take it down. Okay, boom, we part ways. He ended up going back with the girl, but now it's not just her, it's her, another girl, and him. So I guess they all in a relationship or whatever. So I don't know much about that relationship. I just for sure knew that when he was with the both of them versus then the girl by herself, when he was with the both of them, this is the most that Torn ever gave me in our entire relationship. Literally, like, I don't know if they just made him happier, or he just knew that he fucked up so bad so he was never getting back with me. So he was just like, I'm gonna just keep her in my corner as long as I can until she like ready to walk away. I can't really tell you what it is. He would just really be consistent on, and I'm gonna be honest. I said I'm gonna be honest. When we finally got to that place where we was talking, because now we cool, me and him being friends. I asked him, I was like, how is it? Like, I'm curious. And he was like, I don't like the red one. I like the black one more. And I was like, okay. Hey, y'all. So we on part 13. So, I found out my kids was gay. So forth and so forth. So now, you know what I'm saying? So I found out my kids was gay. Nene end up getting really, really good in basketball. So they start like offering Nene like scholarships and in 11th grade. Like, she didn't even have to wait to 12th, so they was already offering her scholarships in 12th and 11th grade. So I'm showing up at a little more games. So I'm still working. I'm still like doing hair on my own, trying to show up at games, still trying to be there for Dada at his games, showing up for money. And somehow Poppy kind of was still in the loop because he wasn't really into no sports or anything like that. Poppy hated school. He hated sports. He wasn't really into nothing. He did like track, but at some point he stopped doing that. So it was more like Poppy was just more like winging it. So it's like as I was working more, one of my coworkers, I was working at a different shop then. So one of my coworkers, clients had seen me and she was like, your son the life of the party. So I was like, whose son? Mind you, I didn't even know that my baby actually had a boyfriend. I didn't know that Poppy had a boyfriend then. She was like, your son, Chulo, right? And I was like, yeah. She was like, girl, that nigga, he be drunk. He the life of the party. So she noticed that my eyes got big and she was like, oh, I told on him. And I was like, no, it's okay. So I ended up stepping to him about it like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? At first I didn't. I'm lying. At first I didn't step to him about it. I kind of like was like I said, now at that point, I ain't going to humans no more to vent. Now I'm venting to God. So I'm asking God, like, show me, like, what he doing. Like, man, y'all, I'm working like a dog. I'm trying to make sure, like, they never feel what I'm going through, what I went through. I just wanted my kids to be okay. So by me working like a dog, trying to help, that was a trouble kid because he kept getting in trouble. Janae, having games back to back, games out of town, such and such and such and such that. I really wasn't really paying Poppy no attention for real. Like I say, he was very quiet or whatever. So I had ended up moving. No, I'm moving too fast. Wait 1 second. My old boss had ended up hitting me up, and she was like, what you doing? What you doing around such and such time? So I was like, nothing. Why, what's up? So she was like, I want to go out of town, but I need a ally. I need somebody to go with me. So I don't like I'm going with the dude or whatever. So I was like, you want me to be a third wheel? So she was like, nah, his homeboy like you. He said he been like you. He been in your DM, but you don't never write back. So around this time, Torn had ended up going to jail. They had ended up taking Torn to jail. Torn didn't go to the feds at first. Torn was in county. So I had told her, yeah, I'm going to go. So they had set it up. So she was like, the boy say, give you his number. So I took his number and I never called him. She was like, probably a few days later. Now, mind you, I'm not working with her anymore, but we still talking like often. So, she keeping me updated, let me know what's up with the trips. I was like, man, tell your nigga to make sure that nigga brings some money. You feel what I'm saying? And hold on. So once I said that, I guess her nigga told the dude what I said. So he was like, man, tell her don't trip. We ain't tripping off that. So I was like, okay, cool. So Torn had ended up going to jail. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about a babysitter or whatever. So I end up hitting her godmama up like, I want to go to Puerto Rico, but I ain't got no babysitter. Can you get the baby, such and such? And she was like, yeah. So I had done got me a babysitter, secure everything. So now I'm getting my clothes ready. So my homegirl had ended up calling me. Mind you, the flight ain't till like 11, 12 o'clock that morning, noon. She called me like 8 o'clock, like, you up and you ready? I'm like, I'm still asleep. So honestly, at that time, I didn't really want to go for real. I was still like trying to figure like a lot of things out, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up going. And when I got to the airport, all I seen was this really, really tall boy. And I'm like, damn, he big. But his back was turned and he had little wicks in his head. So they introduced us. They was like, legs, this name, this leg. So when I started talking to him, I'm like, what's your name? So he was like, my name Cornell. I like my name Nadine. So immediately when I met him, like it was like I don't know, it was a light on him that shines so bright. Oh my God. Like I absolutely like everything about him. I liked him. The only thing I hated was the clothes he had on, but his appearance, like, you know what I'm saying? He had a nice, pretty smile. He was big. He looked like he could handle me and everything that came with me. So, we end up chatting it up. She talking to her friend. I'm talking to him. So we waiting on our flight to board. So our flight end up boarding. We on a plane. We talked the whole way. You cannot tell me that like this wasn't my boyfriend. Like for this little few, it was a weekend stand. Like you know how you do a one night stand. This was a weekend stand or whatever. So we end up getting off the flight. Going on a little beach or whatever. So I was hot. So man, I had on a jacket with no bra, and I just got my titties done. So my titties done. So I took the jacket off. So I'm out there in Puerto Rico, titties out. I'm vibing and he cool. Like we vibing. We really, really vibing. So we end up getting back in the van, going to the hotel. We checked in the hotel. Now I'm talking to him like, you know, he was like, he ended up saying, man, you ain't never see my DM. So I goes in with DM and I was like, oh, you wrote me. And I was like, oh, like, no, I ain't see it. I don't really check my DMs, my bad. And he was like, it's cool. So we talking to each other. He telling me, oh, he only got one daughter. His daughter stay in Georgia or whatever, such. And I was telling him, I was like, you know, like, do you want to know the real me or do you want to just like know little like how many kids and stuff like that? So he was like, I like you, like, you know, tell me about yourself, like, what's up? So I was like, at first I only told him like, okay, I got 4 children, you know, and my second son, I don't know who his daddy is, and you know, such. I'm just giving him just the little bit. So that first day, we end up having sex. Because, of course, that's what I went on the trip for. You know, you pay for the trip. You sponsor me on the trip. You're going to get your money worth. So, we end up having sex or whatever. We a whole vibe. So, the next day, he like, damn, man, I like you. So, I'm like, I like you too. So, I'm like, let me see your phone. So he passed me the phone, like I'm talking about no hesitation, no nothing. He passed me the phone. He was chatting, of course, with a few girls, and nothing was too serious. So I was like, okay. So now his phone kept ringing. So I'm like, what the fuck you do, sell drugs? He was like, something like that. Bam, he was up my alley. So yeah, I ended up finding out he sell drugs for a living or whatever. So I liked him overall. I was like, you know, whatever. So I ended up telling him, like, I asked him where he was from. He was like, he had moved around a lot in his lifetime, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, when he was like, he just stay over here, then over here, I'm like, hey, listen, you know, let me be honest with you. If you really want to take me serious, like, I done been around, like, around. So, you know, I done dealt with so many boys that I've been lost count maybe years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just establishing that with you right now. So I guess he was cool. He was cool with it because it came from me. Like, he ain't had to hear it from no one else. It came from me. So while we was on the trip, I knew I liked him, but I didn't know if I really wanted to like really take him serious, because I knew once I take him serious, I'm gonna really have to cut my baby daddy off, because either I'm gonna cut my baby daddy off or my baby daddy gonna cut me off, and I ain't gonna be able to get nothing from him no more. Hey y'all, so this part 14. I'm trying to get it over with before tonight over, cause tomorrow, I ain't gonna lie, I'm putting this behind me and I'm moving on. So we leave the trip. I liked him. I told him everything. We come back. I was supposed to come to his house the day that we came back, but I ended up not coming. I ended up not seeing him until like I'm gonna say maybe like a week later. I kept ducking and dodging him because I had to really figure out like, listen, if I take this route, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that if my baby daddy find out like I'm cut off, like, and potentially the kids could get cut off too. So like, what's up? So at some point, I was like, man, fuck that shit, man. So I end up going to his house, and long story short, I never left. Me and my fiance, which is he's my fiance now, we've been together ever since. So something ended up coming up. A girl that we all grew up with had ended up passing from AIDS. But the kicker is my baby daddy was messing with her at one point. Both of my baby daddies. Okay, so Tuan was messing with her at one point, and Marquise was messing with her at one point. So she had passed away from AIDS. So when she passed away, to be honest, I didn't know she had it. When she passed away, that's when everybody went to saying it, and I was like, for real, damn. So, like I keep telling y'all, I'm very honest. I had once I found out, I had to holler at my fiance. I'm like, babe, my baby daddy, my baby daddies was messing with this girl. I don't know. I just want to get us clear. Like, let's just go get checked up. So we end up getting checked up. They end up taking our blood. Everything came back good. They told us to come back in 6 months. We came back in 6 months. Everything was still good. That next year we end up going again just to kind of like double check everything came back good, and I end up getting pregnant with I was pregnant with a son before this son. So that son, I found out I was a carrier for a disease that's called SMA. SMA. So SMA is a bone marrow disease. You inherit it through genetics. So at one point I couldn't understand because I'm like, damn, I got 4 kids. Like, I ain't never heard of that. But whatever. They was like, it skip generations, then it come and it does that. So they gave me, so my baby was affected by the disease. He was paralyzed from the neck on down. He was gonna come out to be, if I was to proceed to have him, he was gonna be paralyzed for the rest of his life. He wasn't gonna live to see over 4 years old. And they kept like telling me like all the things, and basically they was gonna treat him like a guinea pig or whatever. So they gave me the option to either terminate the pregnancy or go through with the pregnancy and, you know, had a baby. So I decided not to go on with the pregnancy. They gave me a free abortion. I ended up getting an abortion. Um, we didn't get pregnant again to maybe about like a year later. A year later, we ended up getting pregnant with baby Cornell. Baby Cornell was like, it was kind of like a little rough pregnancy for real. It was more rough because, believe it or not, like when I had done hit like maybe like I must say about 5 months. I hated Cornell. I hated Cornell with all my heart. I hated him, and I couldn't stand to be around him. So now we still together. We still staying in the same household, still sleeping in the same bed, but not talking for like 3 or 4 months. Me and Cornell didn't talk till after that photo shoot that we did with the baby. So we were still going to appointments together. He was still being a great father, a great stepdad, everything you could name, but we just wasn't verbally talking. We wasn't having sex. We wasn't talking. We was just laying next to each other. I just hated Cornell. I hated him. I didn't want to be pregnant anymore and that type of stuff. So being with Cornell really showed me the difference of being with a boy. So once I got with Cornell, truth be told, my baby daddy, and we just speak in all honesty, my baby daddy doesn't have money like my last baby daddy did. But I seen the difference. I seen the difference in a man and a boy. I literally don't like, my baby daddy do not play. Like, I don't have to squink weak or nothing about a bill. Like, he don't care for material things for real. Like, he like when we start talking, we both told each other what each other went through, and he understood. Like, he didn't judge me. Still to this day, like, he, everything that I'm telling y'all, I'm able to come tell y'all because he been new. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing nobody could see him where he gonna be like, oh, I ain't knew this. Like, he know everything. So it's like he knew, and I think in his heart he told himself that I never want to hurt her like that again. You know, the with the pregnancy and everything, that's not speaking. It was more of me being angry with him, and I guess him not to kill me or knock me down. He just let me be, for real. But I noticed a man from a boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't have cheating issues with my fiance. My fiance come home every night the same time. Like, I'm just in, I don't know, I'm just secure. And sometimes I had start questioning, like, the relationship. Like, God, is this really what it is? Because I don't know, he had started like scaring me. Like, hold on, like, I'm used to a little cheating, just a little bit. Like, bitch, do something. So besides like issues with his family or whatever, other than that, me and him, we good. I actually felt real love. Not had to do with anything with money, nothing to do with materialistic things. I actually felt real love. And I ain't gonna lie, when we had baby Cornell, man, it felt like when we first met each other. When I tell you, Cornell would touch me, like, not even in no sexual way, like, here, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the way he touched me, he was thanking me, like, for giving him life all over again. Like, I'm talking about watching me push him out, like him holding me, like saying, push, baby, push. Now, man, we ain't talking. It was, man, damn, man. I felt like God heard me. And I just started finding God again. Like, and I started seeing God from the truth eye. Not only, like, because God say he'll give you a rib. You know, if you don't read the Bible, you won't know what rib is. But he'll give it to you. So, I just started getting closer with God, and God blew my mind. I asked God to show me how good it can get, and I ain't gonna lie, it get better with time. Like, it get better with time. My business is doing good. My husband is doing great. He not my husband yet. We not married yet. He's still my fiance, but I'm speaking that into existence. My husband is doing good. He loved my children, all of them. Never judged none of them. I mean, literally, like, I don't know words. I can't put the feeling that how I feel about my fiance. I can't put that in no words that nobody would truly understand. You know what I'm saying? And to get somebody that know the worst of you, like the worst of you, and still look at you like it was something I seen in her that I knew it was worth. Like, she was worth it. Like, and that shows me enough that God loves me enough to still bless me, because I thought it was over for me. I thought I wasn't gonna never find anybody. I thought, due to me, dealing with so many men, nobody would never want to be with me. And I found the love of my life, and I love my man. I love my man with all my heart. I'm riding with my man, and we pray together. We find God together. Like, when y'all see me up in the middle of the night praying, reading my Bible, he do it early in the morning. So by the time I went back to sleep, he be up, like, reading, open up his Bible. Like, it's good when you find the grace of God within each other, and the house so peaceful. My kids don't have to hear fighting, banging on doors, kicking down doors, arguments. Like, my kids don't experience that right now. My kids experience nothing but grace, like nothing but peace, for real. Like, so that's my story, and I hope you guys like it. See y'all later.